Hi there, it's Tiffany from Daisy Farm Crafts, and today's tutorial I'm going to do this crochet checkerboard lines blanket. My daughter Hannah designed this one, and more pictures of it are on our website. And this is really, you're going to love this. It's not that hard once I show you. Okay, let me tell you about the yarn first. We're using Red Heart Soft. We are new fans of Red Heart Soft. It is like this muted, oh, how can I say it? It's a matte acrylic. So it's not as shiny as usual as other acrylics. It almost felt like I was crocheting with cotton, and I loved that. It's a medium 4 weight. We're using an I-9 hook, which is a 5.5 millimeter hook. This color is seafoam, and the other color obviously is white. And our friends at Yarnspirations sent us this yarn to play with. So full disclosure there, but we, oh my gosh, we just have loved playing with it. So anyway, this is what Hannah came up with. So let's get started. You'll just need 22 chains and we'll get going. All right, you'll want to just start with a regular slip knot, and just like that, put your hook through. Here's how I wrap my yarn, if you haven't seen that. And we will start the chain. So I'll just put 22 chains on here. 4, 5. All right, there's 22 chains. Now the very first stitch in all the stitches, when we're not carrying the white yarn, will be done in what's called the herringbone half double crochet. You'll yarn over, insert your hook into the third chain from the hook, pull up a loop, and continue pulling through the first loop right there. Then yarn over and pull through the remaining 2 loops on your hook. We're going to work 1 herringbone half stitch into each chain across the row. So I'm going to let you get to that. Just keep working this herringbone, and I'll meet you at the end of the row. To the end of the row, you should have made 20 herringbone half stitches. Should look just like this. We will chain 2 and turn our work. And now we will work, this chain 2 does not count as a stitch, it's just some height to get us up to the next row. So we'll work right into that first space of, the first stitch of the last stitch that we just worked. And we will work 20 herringbone half across the row. All right, here we are at the very last stitch, and I'm going to stop right here. Here, I'll show you. I'm going to yarn over into the last stitch. I'm going to work through just that first loop, and I'll stop right there. Then I'm adding my white. I'm not cutting off the seafoam. The seafoam, we'll be able to carry that up the side. We'll be able to carry a lot of this yarn up the side, so you will not have that many ends to weave in when you're done. I'm laying over the hook, the white, and I'm just pulling through. Now, I am going to chain 1 and turn. Now I'm going to switch stitches to a single crochet, but I am still going to bring this seafoam along with me. This will run along through the work. So insert your hook into that first space under the chain, or under the stitch and under the yarn being carried. Pull back through and make your single crochet. If you've been following us for quite a while, then you'll know this is our favorite way of working our gingham stitch blankets, so that we change So this is pretty much a variation of that. We are working this for 10 single crochets for 10 spaces over these next 10 stitches. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's 8, 9. Now for number 10, we'll just stop right here after we pull up a loop. And I'm going to decide to just keep the white to the back. You're going to want to choose which direction your yarn. Try and keep one to the back and one to the front. That'll help you from keeping that yarn from twisting. Now we will finish the row out, and I'm going to carry along the white too, because you'll be doing this throughout the blanket. Of course, this is a swatch, so I'm just giving you an idea of how to carry this white. You know, of course, you'll have, I think the base chain was 110, so you would be doing the green, and then you'd be pulling back up with the white. But this is just a small swatch, so. But I do want you to know you're going to be carrying the white along with you. All right, we will finish this to the end of the row, just one single crochet into each stitch. I'm at the end of the row, and I'm chaining 1, and I'm turning, and I'll still just wrap this tail, this white. I want it to still come with me, so I bring that around the back of the work. I work into that first stitch and underneath that yarn so that I can pull this up, and I'm crocheting over. And I will work these next 10 stitches in the seafoam, carrying the white, and when I get back to the white just before on that 10th stitch, I'll stop and I will pull up the white. Here we are, we're almost there. Okay, stop right there, but now this time, since I'm keeping my seafoam to the front, I will pull this to the front first before I pull through with the white. Very important to do that step. That will help you keep the yarn from twisting on you. Now just carry that along through the white rows. Get a little bit more slack here. Now you can kind of see just a little bit of this seafoam through this white yarn. That is perfectly normal. A little bit will show. If it's gapping out or anything, give this just a little bit of a tug to make sure it's lying really flat against the line. And when your blanket is all finished, you really can't see it, or if you do, it's not a distraction at all. It's not noticeable. I think it adds a really nice little dotted look to it anyway. Okay, now we're done using our white, so we can let that go. You just pull up with your seafoam that's right there, kind of tighten that down. We will chain 2 and work 2 complete rows of herringbone half into each stitch across. And then I'll come back and I'll show you how to work that next set of stripes. It's really not that big a deal, but except I want to show you how to carry the yarn. All right, so work 2 rows of herringbone half in each stitch. All right, if you'll remember in our sample, we have 3 rows. These are just 2 rows of herringbone half separating each color. these are 2 rows of single crochet. So you'll want to repeat that, 3 times on this side of the blanket. So for our swatch though, now I'm going to show you how to do this row where the white is going to be over on this side. So you start the row with all the seafoam color. So the only thing that's different is that I still will just chain 1 and turn, but you want to still bring the white up with you. So kind of grab this, have it come up the side and back behind the work, hold it a little bit, just do your best to kind of, you still want to work your first stitch in this, in this stitch and underneath that white that needs to be pulled along with you. So it will kind of come out from this direction and swipe behind. Now don't worry, this all gets covered up with a border. So it's I think more secure sometimes when we can figure out ways to do this instead of weaving in the ends. So I'd much rather carry it up the side and cover it with a border, and it really won't show. So now just work your first 10 stitches in single crochet over that white. And then you'll be ready to pull up. And after you get these sections, these first initial sections done, the counting really will become a breeze. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm done. I've just started the 10th, so I still want to keep my seafoam to the front. So just before I pull through with the white, I'll push that seafoam to the front. And now the tail, I don't want to call it the tail because we didn't cut it off. I don't know. The extra yarn. And here we go. Now I'm carrying that seafoam along. All right, that is all there is to this blanket. Just keep the 2 rows of single crochet. Keep that in mind that that's the only rows where you're carrying the yarn along. The other 2 rows of herringbone half, just use the seafoam and you can kind of take a break from carrying the yarn. So that's kind of nice. The blanket finishes with 1 round of single crochet and 2 rounds of herringbone half. The same stitches, all the same stitches. And you'll be working, 3 stitches into every corner. Oh, okay, did you see how I'm still just carrying this seafoam around the corner? Just like that. If you are a true beginner and you need more help of how to weave in ends and all of that, I do have a beginner video that can help you. Just Google beginner blanket Daisy Farm Crafts, and that should, you can kind of at least start there. So this blanket is beginner friendly, but I didn't go over all the beginning techniques in this video. So anyway, okay, I hope you guys go to our website and look at this finished blanket. Here's the swatch again. Of course, I don't have the blanket because my daughter Hannah lives in Albuquerque and I'm here in Arizona. So I just do the little practice swatch and do the video for her to accompany that, her beautiful blanket. But man, she has an eye for design. I just love seeing what she comes up with. If you are new to our channel, we are just a mom and daughter sharing our love of crochet. I'm on a hopeful grandma journey, saving all these blankets for maybe the day I become a grandma. That's why we mainly love to make baby blankets. So anyway, we are so glad you're here. It has been so much fun to share on this journey. And thank you, YouTube friends. I have been really a beginner at YouTube, but you all are so nice with your comments and gives me more confidence to continue filming these tutorials. So thank you. And all right, I think that's it. You have a nice day.